Welcome to Around the House Northwest, presented by PGE and Oregon Kind of Energy.
Hey guys, welcome back for another edition of Around the House Northwest here on Fox 12 Plus. I'm Eric G. Each week, we'd like to show you a little bit of everything when it comes to your house and what's in it. We talk with the best experts in the field to give you ideas and get you started on your next project. We got another great show lined up for you today. We'll discuss some perfect products to help you with your fall cleanup with home improvement expert Catherine Emery. We'll see how organic pet treats are made locally and talk about lighting with an expert at a Globe Lighting in Lake Oswego. We'll also walk you through the process of hiring the right contractor with Leslie Culpepper from the Oregon CCB and how to avoid getting scammed. As always, I've got a few pro tips for you, and we'll test out some budget products to see if they perform as advertised. First though, it doesn't matter if we're having to fix a cedar fence that's blown down or putting up a new one. There are a few basics to think about when tackling this project, as well as cost-effective design elements. I needed a new one at my house. Let's take a look and see how it's done.
Now it's time for Perform Like a Pro, sponsored by The Wall.
Hey guys, today we're gonna build a cedar fence. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and it's really easy. Today we're gonna do it horizontally so the boards go this way. That way we get a more contemporary look, and it's something different. First thing is I'm gonna cut a 4x4 post, and I'm gonna start right off my shed here. So let's get to cutting some wood. All right guys, we're gonna cut this treated post, and you always wanna use treated since it's going in the ground, even though this is gonna be attached to the shed. Now one little trick, I use these waterproof Sharpies in the wintertime because with the rain, it's really hard to read and hard to mark things with a pencil. So we're going Sharpie today. All right guys, the next step is we're gonna mount this 4x4 post up against the shed. Now I'm not gonna put it here because I want this clearance to get machinery through here, so I'm gonna mount it on this back side. So let's get this thing plumbed up and screwed in. All right guys, I got this 6-inch leg here which will go through my 4x4 post and get into the wood behind it. Now the drill is actually the right tool to use for this because it'll actually do a better job of getting these sunk in there. So let me get this started. All right, that is not going anywhere. Now, let's get the other post set. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a little bit of a shortcut here and pre-cut this on the chop saw because it's just easier and I get a cleaner cut. So I'm just putting a 2x4 across here from the top of that because I already know where my level is. Make sure I'm level there, and then I can just mark this over here, and then I can take it to the saw, and I know I got that right where I want it. One little tip is a 12-inch saw like this, I can cut all the way through a 4x4 instead of with a regular 7¼ saw, so I can hit it in one swipe. Makes for a cleaner cut. All right, I could dig a huge hole right here, and you know something? I don't have to. I've got concrete, I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna drill into here with my SDS drill and put in some red heads. That way it locks into the concrete. It's gonna do the same thing, and I'm not gonna rot the post off with all the water in this area, especially with the drain. So let's drill some holes. All right, now that we have the hole drilled, let's get the red heads in, and how this is gonna go, just to visualize. This goes through there, and then we have a nut on the end that when I tighten it up, it expands the backside up, and that's what tightens this in. So let's get the first one in. Start with now, anytime that I can put a post not in the ground, especially when I've got water right here, the better this is gonna last. So I'm gonna keep this off the ground here and in this post right there into that bracket. That way I can set this up, get us level and plumb where we wanna be. And then I'm gonna drive these little structural screws home. That way it doesn't move. All right, the post is locked in, so now we're gonna put that other crossbar across up here just for strength. So that means I gotta be at 43 inches with my miter, so that'll work out really well. All right, first steps, I wanna get this mitered set up in here correctly. I'm gonna set this up on here. I wanna get this kind of dialed in here so that's nice and tight. All right, the next step is on this face right here. We're gonna hang the boards, and it's really that easy. All right, next part, put up the fence boards. And so we're gonna start on this side here. Now I wanna get this up here and get this level because I'm gonna have a piece of trim right here. So really, I just gotta get this up here, and we're not worried about level because I'm following that top brace. Now it just has to match. All right, our next step is to build a corner because I have to have a place for this fence board to fasten to, which means we're gonna put this right in here. And that way we're nice and able to lock those screws into here, and we have something to support the fence boards going this way. So first up, let's get this fastened in here. All right, now that we've got this up here, I've got a place to work from, so I know what my dimension's gonna be here. So that's gonna be 39 inches for my fence boards to cover that whole thing. Then we're gonna be good to go. So now, off to the saw, get some fence boards cut. All right, guys, last section of fence. Let's get these fence boards up. I'm gonna cover this post over here 100% like this. So now I just have to get them up there. A lot easier when it's a short run like this. All right, guys, that's how you do an easy cedar fence. This is a DIY project I know you can tackle any weekend.